This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. Cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Anything new going on? Anything, that was a real cough, but a suggestive cough as well. Purposeful. Dual purpose cough. And sniffle. Any kind of cool news happened that we were on our bye week last week with a Ask Meanie that, you know, we didn't, well, even if we,
I'm trying to think, man. I don't know of anything major, like earth-shattering.
Like anything we kind of like maybe said was going to happen.
Yeah. Something we called for a couple months now. Something we were talking about.
Something we Babe Ruth to existence. I'm trying to do the thing for the camera here. We all Babe Ruth and went, right there. It's going to happen right there.
Yeah, and we said we were like, remember, it was something with Chicago and Survivor Series and, what was it?
Something about spite.
Yeah, like a spiteful.
Being spite.
Yeah, like want to crush the competition, crush the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, somewhere somebody was supposed to show up and, they got fired and, they had an opportunity to go back to where they were supposed to be and go ha-ha kind of thing.
It'll come to us, man. I know we'll think we're really good. Our dynamic is great. So I know as we're talking, it's going to come to us.
Yeah, I'm still selling the turkey after effects of Thanksgiving. But
them fucking scalloped potatoes, man, they knocked me the fuck out.
That tryptophan, is a motherfucker.
We fucking called it, dude. Yeah. Let's just say we did it. We called it again.
Yep.
And you all know that from listening to this show. Blue Meanie called that shit. Adam Barnard called that shit. Yes. Fucking hell, man. We're going to just jump right into it. First and foremost, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Meanie and I are still coming off of our tryptophan sleep, which is why we had a bye week last week. Shout out to the Pod Squad joining us today. We got a full house here.
Let's shout out the crew that's in here.
Yeah, dude.
We got Andrew Bailey. We got Slickner. We got Nate Smythe. We got Minded of Me. Oh, that's you.
That's me.
Machete Von Kill. Yeah, we got a good crew here having a little chat. You can chat along with us and we can read your comments on the air at patreon.com/mindedofmeanie. As low as $10 get you in. So, and you can hop on over,
and you can you can hear the Green Room show as well, which we do. We do about 10 to 15 minutes before the actual show kicks off. So you get to hear all kinds of stuff we talk about in there, stuff that's not going to air here on the regular platform, and you get to watch us do this ad free. So go ahead right now and sign up today. But Meanie, I guess the top of the program here is the big.
And you can see that I need a fucking haircut. Oh my God, this hair is gross.
I think it looks all right, man. Yeah, it's quite all right. Nice. Yeah, I mean, my beard is ready to be trimmed up.
This is my Bob's Big Boy look.
Bob, I understood that reference.
Yeah, that should stand outside stand outside of Bob's Big Boy.
Schlichter, I think we need that on a shirt. Can we do a Meanie's Big Boy shirt with the hair? That'll be a good one. Don't forget ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up your swag today.
Hey, I saw somebody bought an I'm an Adam Barnard guy shirt today.
Oh.
Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. I'm very proud. I'm very happy.
Man, look at that.
Proud Papa over here. Proud Papa.
I love it, man. Go ahead and
They call me Proud Papa. Sorry, I'm stepping all over you, man. I'm so sorry.
I'm actually doing that because I'm too hyperactive. So I got a new flavor of coffee. Donut Shop made peppermint bark coffee. And I've had, I think, 3 cups today. So I am buzzing, dude. So
rectally?
Rectally and actually also physically as well. It's like...
You got to hit from both ends.
Right. That's the best way it works. Like, I'm fully focused and I'm like right in there. But it's also like once we're done, Papa's got to jump because
I think the motto was the best part of waking up is Folgers in your butt. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your butt.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm having some Tim Hortons myself, even though I'm stepping over the whole thing that we called it.
We're going to get there. Don't worry. The Tim Hortons, what kind of flavor?
Just regular old Timmy's.
Yeah.
There's a Tim's over in fucking Jersey. Which, like, that was like when we would go to Canada or upstate New York, we were like, oh, we got to buy a couple things with fucking Tim's.
Oh, shit.
And now there's one like 25 minutes from us over in fucking Jersey. It's like, God damn.
Yeah.
So we go over there and stock up like we're hibernating for the winter.
I ordered a box of that peppermint bark stuff at the office at my shoot job. And then it was so good, I brought a couple pods home and I was like, well, fuck, I can't just I need that for the office. So I bought a box for myself, but now I got to make it like ration out. And I'm like, I don't want to drink the rest of the shit. I want the good stuff, man. Leaves a nice Christmassy, minty taste in your mouth afterwards. It's fucking fabulous, dude. Absolutely amazing.
As soon as you take 2 sips, your asshole's singing, is whistling Billy Joel's The Stranger.
Well, if it's Christmas flavored, then it's whistling White Christmas. So, that's looking like a frog with my fucking feet turned inward, like just hustling to the. I wish I could stand up and show you, but it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
There's a whole movement along with it.
He's standing there like Woody from Christmas Story, just all knock-kneed and shit. Hey!
Nate says, every time Meanie says goddamn, I say it like Cornette. I have to stop myself from doing that because every time he says it, I just want to go, well, goddamn.
Triple cheese, motherfucker.
Onions, motherfucker. Extra cheese. But speaking of people who called it, my brother, they called it too. Man. The triumphant return of CM Punk to WWE took place at Survivor Series War Games this past weekend in Chicago. Holy fucking shit. Let's talk about it. Let's pull it apart. Did you watch it live? Well, actually, let's say, what did you think of the War Games itself? Did you watch the pay-per-view? Did you get a chance to check it out after? And after, did you watch it live? What were your thoughts on the event itself?
I watched the first part at Casa DeMeanie and then hopped in a Lyft because I'm trying to be a responsible adult and watched the rest at McCusker's on my phone. And which, it's cool to have a couple brews and watch some wrestling.
Absolutely.
I thought the event was great.
Yeah.
I'll say this is like, Survivor's... Okay, start that over again. Survivor Series. It's hard to say Survivor Series when you have no lips. Survivor Series. Being, what's that?
I was just doing my face, like trying to hide my lips while I'd say Survivor Series. I'm sorry, go ahead. Survivor Series.
Being one of the original 4 pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just heard a phrase, I heard Conrad say this week, it's a tent pole event. Which kind of that's a good phraseology.
Yeah.
Shout out to Conrad, the Podfather.
What's up, dude?
Love him. Usually the Survivor Series has been like the booger, lately of all the, because you got WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then you got the Royal Rumble. Well, to go in order for the year.
Right.
January, you got Royal Rumble. Then you got WrestleMania. And then you got SummerSlam, which is the summertime version of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then Survivor Series, and Survivor Series has always been the, okay. So,
Yeah.
They've had a few good ones, but like this one was pretty good. Pretty good. I love that they brought back War Games.
Yeah.
Even though I wish the cage had a roof.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Is that something they initially did during War Games? Is they had a roof on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the original War Games, from the Crockett's had the 2 rings cage with a roof on it. And if you think back, it makes sense because, that was Georgia Championship Wrestling. Georgia Championship Wrestling had the last Battle of Atlanta, which was a cage with a roof on it. So the Crockett's, who initially, I guess, bought out Georgia Championship Wrestling, took the idea of a roofed cage and made it 2 rings, which I believe the first one was at the Omni in Atlanta, which I just did a thing for ad-free shows, Making the Town, where we talk about different venues, and I just did a whole thing on Omni Atlanta and brought up War Games. That's why I'm bringing that up. That's my thought of train of thought. But and I got to see one of the original. I got to see a War Games match in person at the Philadelphia Civic Center.
Wow.
For the NWA, I think it was a Great American Bash. I forget which year at the Philadelphia Civic Center.
Cool.
And it was pretty cool to see that in person.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But and I love the WWE's brought the concept back. I just wish the cage had a roof on it.
Yeah.
But I guess having it sans roof gives more room for activities where you got people jumping off the top of the cage and with trash cans over their heads and shit like that. So that adds to the spectacle, and that's all wrestling is. It's about spectacle,
for sure.
It's about moments. I don't give a shit about having a 4 or 5 star match. Let's do something where people go, "Oh man, remember you did that thing?"
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, if somebody remembers it, a moment.
Yeah.
I'll think a fan will go, "Remember that moment?" They always go, "Remember that thing you did?" Which is awesome.
Yeah.
More fans remind me, not daily, but often, of shit I've done that I forget I fucking did.
Mm-hmm.
And that just happened this week. Somebody brought up something I did. I went, I did that? But where was I going with this?
Talk about, War Games and WWE. And
I got to see War Games in person and, and making moments. That's where I got, and, War Games with the roof off, which, okay, I said my piece, does open up, for crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it's almost like by design that they do these now, where somebody does like a triple Lindy off the top of of the cage, like Rodney Dangerfield and Back to School, But, it was awesome. The women's match, the women's match might have actually been better than the guys, And goddamn, I love that they brought in Black Sabbath's War Pigs, man.
Yeah, dude.
That just...
Next level for me, man.
Dude, they opened up the pay-per-view with the cage coming down, and they're playing Black Sabbath.
With the fucking air raid siren and shit.
Oh my God. Pump it right into my fucking veins.
Couldn't possibly be any more hyped than I am right now at this moment. I want to see some fucking carnage now. Good. So good, man. Thank you, Papa H. Thank you. Dude, so good. So good. Yeah. You're not fucking hyped after listening to that or watching that whole experience and the promo package, the intro shit. If you're not hyped as shit after watching that, you got to check your pulse because I think you might be dead.
It made me stand up in my living room.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking great.
Yeah, dude.
And God bless WWE production. They're fucking top notch.
Second to none, man.
Well, they've been in the game the longest. So, I mean, it's like second nature to them. They can do it with their fucking eyes closed and with their feet on the keyboards, just
probably.
But just a promo package, watching them live, they know how they, kick it off right where they open up the match with one of the because they have 2 War Games matches. They open up with one and finish with the other.
Smart.
Perfect violent sandwich.
Yeah.
I'll say the women's match was probably better than the men's.
Yeah.
no shot at the men, but to the guys. But it's, when you have 2 War Games matches, there's sorry,
you're good.
There's a sense of competition between the two of who's going to have the more memorable match.
Yeah,
and I forget who dove off the top of the cage within the trash can.
But that was Io Sky.
Yeah, that was fucking badass.
The spot, man.
She's
crazy.
Great.
Yeah.
Her music, her ring entrance.
Her fucking music slaps, bangs, and fucks, dude. I told you when I was in Detroit at SummerSlam, but that press box, and she cashed in, man, that shit hit. I was like, the bass on that fucking music is crazy in person, man. Yeah. I mean, we're up at the top of Ford Field, and then the windows are vibrating. It was crazy, man.
That bass will shake the fillings in your molars.
Oh my God, it was so crazy.
As Little Richard would say, make your big toe shoot up through your boot.
It's true. It's true. It's a fucking banger.
And she comes out with that staggered walk, and it's just like, that's the only way I could describe it. Yeah. If you have a better way to describe it, please correct me. But please fact check me, bro. But yeah, fantastic. And it was that in the main event. I'm blanking on the rest of the card right now because I'm still hyped up on the thing. But
it was Gunther and the Miz, which I thought was great, like a clash of styles.
Okay.
Anybody that's still shitting on the Miz too in the year of our Lord 2023, like please touch grass and seek help. Find some friends, because
here's the thing, you don't get to be in the WWE for 20 years if you're not good.
Thank you.
I went to WWE and unfortunately I couldn't been there. I would have loved to have been there for 20 years, but I was there for 2. And he's been there for 20. And I know how hard it is to, it's not that, working for WWE is hard. It's getting over and catching on with the fans is fucking hard, And he's done it. He went there from being, the guy who was, frowned upon by the locker room as a contest, a reality show guy. This reality show guy's coming in just to use this as a stepstone to go into something new. But hey, guess what? He's still here.
Yeah.
It's 20 years later. And he's fantastic. I love him.
Yeah.
Good guy, too. I got to meet him at least once.
I've heard nothing but amazing things about him, too. Like anybody who's ever talked to me about meeting the Miz or interacting with him, he's just a great guy. Just a wonderful guy.
And I popped that we both went to the same WrestleMania in Atlantic City.
Oh, no shit.
Him and his family drove out from Cleveland. I think it might have been WrestleMania 4. But we were both there. Like, me, The Miz, and Lance Storm were all at WrestleMania 4.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because there was like 4 and 5 in Atlantic City. But we were all together for that one or whatever.
Wow.
But Miz and Gunther. Gunther's fucking fantastic too, man. I like what WWE's doing too. The title reigns kind of mean something now with Gunther, being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Roman Reigns having a long reign, not the longest because Bruno's still got that fucking on lock.
Yeah, that's never gonna end.
But I like that the title reigns fucking mean something.
Yeah.
I hate when they do the hot potato shit. I'd rather hear that somebody held the belt for 3 years than somebody won it 16 times, because that means you lost it 15 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just,
yeah.
It was back in the day. When I was a kid, it meant something that like Harley Race was a 7-time world champion. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
That'll never be beaten. Flash forward, guys are like talking about 16 times. Or if you're in AEW, they, recognize the ones that weren't recognized and call Ric Flair a 21-time world champion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's because it's the truth. There's, he had a couple title switches that weren't recognized because, I forget where he was. he lost the belt one time just because he was afraid that the locals were going to kill him if he beat the top babyface in the area. It's like down in, not Puerto Rico, but one of the islands, other islands in the vicinity. I'm
Wow.
Dominican Republic, probably. I think it was. I think it was in Dominican Republic or something like that. Flair dropped the belt to the local babyface because if he would have won, the fans would have hit the ring and just murdered him.
Wow.
And George Napolitano was down there taking photographs, and George and Rick had to like flee and get to the airport and fly out before the fucking fans killed him. But I'm getting off a fucking side road here. But back to Survivor Series. Dude, it was a great event. I watched mostly from the bar, and dude, I'm sitting there at the bar, and here's the thing. I thought Nakamura was going to be on the show, right?
Yeah.
Because they kept doing these things where Nakamura was saying these cryptic messages, right? Yeah, and he was quoting fucking, like, there's one time he quoted Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
He's like, only you can set you free. Or, he's saying all these cryptic things. And I'm like, dude, he's literally quoting CM Punk's theme song.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the bar, I'm watching. I have a buddy, Isaac, who's also a wrestling fan, metalhead. We sit there, and we're sitting there watching on my phone. And I was like, so when's Shinsuke's fucking match? And the War Games match was coming on, which means in my mind, I thought Shinsuke was going to be on after War Games. For some reason. This is my half, buzzed fucking pro wrestling tea leaf reading fucking psychology. I was like, War Games coming on. Isn't Nakamura supposed to be on this? And I went, Nakamura is going on after War Games, so that means Punk's coming out. I was like, guys, Punk is coming out after the War Games. Because I've been calling it. I was just like figuring out where. I'm like that meme with Lindsay Wagner with all the numbers and the bionic, the fucking numbers and pie charts floating before our eyes. And War Games happens, and then the copyright thing comes up. I go, what the fuck?
Yeah, me too.
And then. And then I fucking literally got off my bar stool. I went, CM Punk, right? And then Mrs. Meanie was out smoking. I was like, Isaac, go tell CM Punk. Go tell everybody outside, because everybody, there's other wrestling fans like, CM Punk got it. And so they all came out, and we all huddled around my phone.
Wow.
on the bar and watched it. And we're like, holy shit. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And he looked great.
Yeah,
he had a new clean white T-shirt,
fresh out of the bag, probably too.
Yeah, fucking fresh white kicks, some jeans, and like he did the thing, and then like they cut it off early, where he's like, whoa, and then like go to the package. I'm like, holy shit, they cut it off at the right point too.
Yeah, just enough to keep you like fucking hooked, man. Yeah.
Make you want more,
man.
Right? As much as I wanted to see more, they knew when to cut it off just to tease you, so they have enough for highlight reels for Raw.
Well, you know what else I like too is the fact that like they didn't go to anybody in the ring, right? Like they didn't focus on the Judgment Day, they didn't focus on Seth or Randy or anybody else. They just on Punk and the crowd and the experience, right? Yeah. Which I loved, because I felt like if they had gone to it's like you're hot-shotting him into an angle, and there's no reason to right now. You know what I mean? Like you're setting seeds, planting seeds that aren't there. Just I feels like they did that purposefully, but which I loved. I thought that was great.
I think WWE is well aware of the fact that everybody has a cell phone camera,
and
that why should we take our cameras off the moment that's happening right there, when there's a couple thousand people in this audience are going to do free PR for us.
Yeah.
And post it on their socials. and we're just going to go to their feeds and take the footage from their socials and put it on our TV. Like they did, on Raw, they showed everybody's reaction videos.
Yeah.
To CM Punk coming back, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's free production, and it puts over those fans feel like $1 million because they're on WWE TV. And
they're in canon now. Yeah. They're a part of the story forever, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yes. And it's smart. WWE knows that, fans got their phone cameras out, and then, there's that footage of Seth Rollins, freaking out and swearing, and I'm sure dude, that's another thing.
Yeah, hi, it's me. I'm a Mark. They got me, by the way. Sorry, everybody.
Dude, no, here's another thing. And it goes back to, was it SummerSlam that Seth Rollins said, called CM Punk all those names like a cancer and don't come back, and with Nick Hausman.
Yeah. Way to go, Nick. Look what you did again, dude.
No. Well, here's
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I love Nick.
I know. I love Nick, but he's also
had to break his stones. Yeah.
he's become like CM Punk's personal press agent right now, and that's not a knock. No. That's a good fucking end to have, right?
I could just see him after all this stuff. Like as soon as this happens, like once Punk came back and the Rollins thing, I can just see him and just sitting and just like, here we go again.
No, but here's my perspective. What if Punk's going through all this stuff in AEW and he says, hey, Hausman, you're doing that WWE press junket. Because they didn't roll footage before that. What if Hausman went up to Seth and said, hey, I'm going to ask you a question about Punk. Just go off on him.
Yeah.
And then they roll and he asks. Because why would you ask Seth Rollins about CM Punk at a WWE press junket for no reason other than the fact that you knew in a couple months that Punk was thinking about coming back to WWE?
Right. Yeah.
Besides the fact that Punk showed up at WWE unannounced.
Yeah. So all the pieces were all the seeds were being planted months and months in advance.
Punk knew. And maybe that was a good reason he punched Jungle Boy. He's like, fuck it, I'm out. I got other options.
Yeah.
It's like when it's your last day at work.
Yeah.
And, you upper deck the fucking toilet on the way out. Just fucking, you put saran wrap in the toilet seat just to watch somebody fucking go, whoa.
The fuck is this? Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it bouncing back at me?
No, man, it's
I was going to say I have another one, but I don't want to give anybody fucking ideas. I want to give away all my tricks.
Keep that one in your pocket.
Yeah. You gotta save some for the fucking unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to me, Punk, told Hausman, hey, and this is just my brain. I don't know anything. I'm just saying from leading up to this, Punk probably said, hey, Hausman, ask Seth Rollins about me and tell him to just cut a fucking promo on me.
Yeah.
Because to see Seth Rollins' reaction that all the fans filmed to Punk coming back to WWE was a little over the top.
Yeah.
Like, what did this guy do to make a guy freak out like that and be held back by Michael Cole, no less, Yeah, and all those guys got, all the refs have earphones and, I love they released the video of Michael Cole reacting to, the music hitting.
Yeah.
And I know Triple H was in Cole's earphones going, all right, tell Seth Rollins just to freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's the thing, if a referee, and the referee's got headphones, like, referee's backing the guy up and he's fucking feeding him the lines from the back, this is what you say, blah, blah. Office says do this, kind of thing. You knew, either Michael Cole got fed by Triple H or one of the refs got fed by Triple H in the earpiece going, hey, just freak the fuck out, fucking. And he did. He's giving him a finger and Punk's waving and all that stuff. And they're planting seeds, Punk and Seth Rollins maybe at the Royal Rumble or,
could be Mania
maybe
too.
or you definitely probably want to have Punk in the Rumble.
Yeah.
How fitting would be his first match back in WWE would be the Rumble, which was his last match.
Yeah.
When he quit WWE. That's bookending right there, you know?
I think if Punk is in the Rumble, though, it's like he almost would have to win, right?
Unless it comes down to him and Cody.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of like near miss where like Punk goes over. They both go over, but like Cody holds on and Punk hits the floor.
Yeah.
And somehow that leads to a 3-way between Punk, Cody, Roman. But, you know, Punk's always wanted to have that main event slot at Mania. But now you got 2 nights.
Yeah.
You know, one match can headline one night, and then, you know, Cody and Roman go and headline one night.
Yeah.
And then Punk and another person, you know, Punk and Seth for Seth's belt at Mania. So this is just me freewheeling fucking idea. I have a tumbler in my head of ideas.
Yeah.
And they're popping out just like, you know, bingo balls, you know.
But
here's what you could do, you know.
It's right. I mean, it's like, so like when the credits hit, like they did the credit thing on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
I remember
the copyright.
For a split second, I was like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like it goes to your brain. You're like, oh, they're not going to do this, are they? But I remembered how they brought back
By design.
Right. I brought back Bray Wyatt, how they brought him back. And I was like, wait, no, this isn't. Because I remember, like, usually once those credits goes up, the screen goes black. So if it doesn't start going black in like a split, like a half a second later, I know some shit's afoot, right? So I had that, like I was bracing myself. I wish I would have filmed it, like I wanted to. But I was sitting there on the sofa. James was sitting next to me. Courtney was on the other side. And I'm sitting and I'm like, they haven't cut yet. And it was like that quickly. You know what I mean? It was like from the time they dropped that logo, the graphic, and it dropped off. It was like 2 or 3. So I was like, why haven't they cut yet? And then it was like, I was like, holy shit. I jumped up off the fucking sofa. I was like, I told you. I told you he's here.
That song is so goddamn good, man.
Man, I was screaming, man. I thought I woke the baby up. I was like, oh, fuck CM Punk. I can't fucking believe he's here. You know, and you're like, it's a moment, dude. It's an experience, right? Like it's, you know, and I have a lot of friends who went as media to the show. I wasn't able to go this time around, but I had a bunch of friends who were there, and they said that they had already been moved back to the media area, and they all watched it from like behind the scenes, essentially, like they watched it from their phones that he came out. So I'm glad that I got to experience it like live. You know what I mean? As it was happening. Meanie.
Yes, sir.
Or should I say Meanie Claus? The season for a fresh cut is finally here with our sponsors of today's show, Manscaped. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming have just launched their 5th-generation lawnmower to help you avoid another silent night in the bedroom this year. Take care of your special snowflake with Manscaped and watch your South Pole shine like never before. Get the best stocking stuffer of all by going to manscaped.com and using promo code MINDMeanie for 20% off plus free shipping. Mrs. Claus, well, thank you, sir. And Meanie, I want to talk to you, sir, about how Manscaped has helped keep your elves looking sharp this holiday season.
Man, Manscaped is knocking it out of the park again this holiday season. Whether it's the Weed Whacker 2.0, trimming up my ear and nose hairs, or the Lawnmower 5.0, helping me trim up my jingle balls, keeping them tight.
I love it. And what could be a better gift for your friends and family, Meanie, than the gift of good hygiene and a few laughs, starting with, of course, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This is the crown jewel of the holidays and, dare I say, the best ball trimmer of all time. This electric razor's advanced skin-safe technology is a lifesaver and known for reducing nicks and cuts on his Santa sack. But the fun doesn't stop there. Does Dad have nasty nose hairs? You can save the day with the Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear hair trimmer. Is there Boxer Game week? You can take care of those chestnuts with Manscaped's Boxers 2.0, featuring their signature jewel pouch to keep you calm, cool, and collected. And also, too, there's nothing worse than somebody that's walking around with goat nails, pal. If their nails have seen better days, Manscaped has you covered with their brand new Shears 3.0 nail grooming kit. So go right now and get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MINDMeanie Meanie at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with promo code MindMeanie at manscaped.com. Say ho, ho, ho to a well-groomed mistletoe with Manscaped. And as always, we thank them for sponsoring the program. Holy shit, man. Like, talk about, and that's the other thing too, is I was gonna ask you, like, are there any, I mean, for me, like, Punk is like Bret Hart or the Ultimate Warrior or like Jeff Jarrett, right? Like all these, not comparing them to one another, but like, you know, Bruno, right? We never thought that they would come back. You know, we never thought that it would happen. And now it did. And it's like, this is incredible, right? But do you think there's anybody left outside of Punk that could produce a reaction like that? I don't know of anybody off the top of my head. I would be curious to know if you would.
Well, I said on my social medias, I was like, under Triple H, the WWE has brought back the Ultimate Warrior and Bruno Sammartino, both who have sworn off WWE as the devil and have said their piece about WWE, and to see them come back, then nothing, how can you not expect Punk to come back?
Right.
And he came back, and that's, the Triple H effect, Triple H, he's in the corporate world, but he's been in the locker room. Mm-hmm. And, I'm sorry, what was the, who can be the next one?
Because I don't know of anybody else that could do it. Like, I mean, like, you think about people like Jesse Ventura, right? Like, who may or may not ever come back and be involved, which I think he already has, but like, I don't know what his status is. I can't imagine there's anybody else that was like, he seems like the last scion is what I'm saying, right? Like, he's that last big name from the company that no one ever thought would come back, and then Hunter brings him back.
Maybe Jericho.
Yeah.
But, and Jericho's sworn he's never going back, but come on.
Yeah.
Stop.
Aren't you? Aren't you?
I love you. I love you, Chris. I do love Chris Jericho. He's, we talk more about music than anything, but, just, you'd go back. He's definitely a WWE. Chris Jericho is definitely WWE Hall of Fame. He would go back for the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
I could see that. But, Jericho, kind of got the Tom Brady thing going on where he wants to still compete at a high level.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It depends on the state of AEW too, but
right.
He'll never leave AEW because, Tony Khan's, a good boss or whatever. But then again, who fucking thought Cody would leave?
Right.
AEW, I could see Jericho going back and getting a reaction like that. But that Punk reaction, man, that was right up there with, Jericho's debut,
Oh, for sure. The Y2J debut. Yeah. The Raw debut. Yeah.
Which was in the same building,
No shit.
Jericho debuted in that building in 99 Raw, and which was on Mrs. Meanie's birthday, August 9th, 1999. That's why I know the date. That's Mrs. Meanie's birthday. And I was in the building for the Jericho debut, and that building just fucking shook, man. I was sitting in a TV locker room, which is just like, when they do have a locker room where they just film you doing stuff in a locker room.
Yeah.
But they also have a monitor there, so you can watch the show live as it's happening. And that's a good place. It was a great place to sneak off just to watch the show. And it's me, fucking Mark Henry, and maybe one other person, and Jericho comes out. We were just like popping in the locker room.
Yeah.
Holy shit, But as far as comebacks that will catch people off guard.
Yeah.
Just like, holy, what? That would probably be the last of the folks who said, I'm never going back to WWE,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And he's kind of going back, This is Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Broken Skull Sessions is.
Speaking of shit that is being called now, Blue.
Oh, okay.
Blue.
Yes.
Let's talk about it real fast. Let's pull this one apart, sir. Another reason why you should be in the Hall of Fame.
Stop.
It's happening, dude. Mania 40. Hashtag share with your friends. So a couple days before Cousin Phil shows back up at WWE, you tweeted something.
Oh, yeah.
About a potential match. Why don't you enlighten the pod squad and the crew here what it was that you tweeted and what's happening now?
Dude, I'm just... Even when I'm not watching wrestling, I'm thinking about wrestling. You know, many of my friends have caught me, practicing promos. Oh, you talking to yourself? No, I'm just practicing promos. But I was sitting around just thinking, and I was like, man, how about this fucking dream match? Because everybody's talking about Rock possibly coming back at Mania. They're teasing, Rock talked about how he was almost at the Los Angeles one, but they couldn't think of the right storyline. But he's like, and then Rock said, I can always come back to, Mania 40, which is Philly. I was like, but what about, this is me just thinking in Casa DeMeanie, the match that they've never had, but they've teased so many years ago, CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I went back through the YouTube verse and found the promo where it's like, they were just doing it for a video game, but it's CM Punk and Steve Austin face to face, like kind of like talking like a real match. And I did did a little screen cap on my phone. And I was like, I posted on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just, with the question mark, WrestleMania 40 main event. And that was it, just to get people talking and, fantasy booking. Fucking 3 days fucking later, I want to say fucking, it was a Sports Kita, was like, there's been talks within WWE of, possibly having Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Here's the tweet right here for all of our fans that are on patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. You can see it right here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, all the other news outlets 2 or 3 days later, like, oh, well, there's been talking internally of, possible CM Punk versus Steve Austin at WrestleMania. I'm like, really?
Fucking hell, man.
I got to be careful what I fucking tweet. During the fucking lockdown, I was like, yeah, you know what? These shows are so fucking quiet. Why don't you just get a bunch of video screens and have people on fucking Zoom watch the show and react? And then people poo-pooed it. It's like, oh, then somebody will whip their dick out. I was like, dude, that's your fantasy. First off.
Why would that be your first place that you would go, too? Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, no. So fans will do this and that now. And then next thing you know, and I pitched it for fucking AEW. I tweeted at AEW. I was like, yeah, these guys should have like video screens, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, fucking WWE's fucking, we got the Thunderdome coming. What?
It's crazy.
And it's like almost like a couple weeks later, I was like, God damn. Triple cheese. And then it's like, holy shit. Is there a way I can put a patent on my fucking tweets? Not that I think I'm that fucking of an important person to fucking take ideas from and actually, but it's an awful fucking coincidence that I fucking tweeted that out and then it became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one of the companies saw that and fucking did it.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the 90s when I came up with the fucking Val Venus idea.
Yeah.
For fucking me and Al Snow came up with the character Val Venus without saying the words Val Venus, but the character for Danny Doring. And we went and pitched it to Paul. Paul shook his hands. Like, that's a great idea. 2 months later, hello, ladies. Son of a bitch. A porn star, finishing move, the money shot. What the fuck?
Fucking hell, Paul.
And
Christ.
then, I go to WWE and Val Venus is coming up to me for ideas for promos. I was like, God damn. I'm sitting in the seats, waiting to see what I'm doing for the. Hey, Bluey, I got an idea for a promo. You want to hear me out? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Got a buck.
It's 30 cents a second.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like, I think for me, I really want to, like, I don't know if I necessarily want to see them deviate from Cody and Roman, like to pay that off in Philly with the Rocky 2 angle. But I feel like, because they've been planning that for a long time, right? I feel like they've been really starting to like layer that and like it's starting again. And I think he's going to make his way back to Roman. But Punk and Rollins is going to slap. But I feel like if they're going to do that, they should do that at the Rumble, right? It's almost like let Punk. Do you think? Well, I guess before we get into Ask Meanie here, because we have some Punk questions, but like, do you think they put the big gold belt on him the first pay-per-view premium live event rather that he's back on? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's something that they do right away, or do you think they make him work for it with Rollins?
I just think having Punk Rollins at Royal Rumble's too quick. I think it's just too quick. You want to build. And I saw somewhere online that they're starting to build, storylines for Rumble and possibly Mania, like now.
Yeah.
So I think it would just be too quick. Seth came out on Raw and fans are chanting CM Punk. And he's like, that guy.
He's got his Bob Dylan. Yep.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is Norm Macdonald now. Just, you ever notice?
Hello, real cops?
I'm a Doberman. I used to be somebody. Got a buck?
Oh my God, I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life. Sorry. I'm sorry.
God bless Norm Macdonald.
He's the best, man.
Oh my God. I think Rumble would be too quick. I think there would have to be something like some kind of confrontation at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Whatever. Dude, if fucking Seth Rollins eliminates Punk from the Rumble.
Yeah. You're setting up big money there. Because remember, you had the Elimination Chamber too before Mania. And that's on a...
Dude, that's
in Australia.
I'm kind of... What's that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the big four. And I like all the other ones in between is just like... I'm like, where? Because like there was the... I forget what the pay-per-view after Mania is. I kept calling it Backlash. Or I kept calling it something else. And it was something else. Like, so my timeline on the in-between pay-per-views is off. But yeah, there's the Elimination Chamber. Shit, maybe could have a confrontation there then. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to find out and see where it goes.
But yeah, I would think you have Punk and Seth have a confrontation. Something happens between them at the Rumble that sets up a confrontation for, something. Seth screws Punk at the Rumble, maybe sneaks in and eliminates him.
Yeah.
To make sure he can't get in the Rumble. Maybe Punk makes a declaration, if I win that belt, I'm challenging for you, Seth, or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And Seth makes sure that he gets eliminated from the Rumble. And then, Punk's like, fuck you, motherfucker. And then Punk does, they do something on Raw that next night, and that builds towards, maybe Punk and Seth.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
There's a lot of great people that could potentially be
there's
challengers
so much you
for
could
that
do.
For the big gold. I mean, like now that you have Punk in the mix, it sounds like Punk is going to be on Raw going forward, or he's a free agent, I think. But I think they're going to mainly have, which again makes sense to have him on Raw.
I think Punk's going to be Raw, and they've announced Orton is SmackDown.
Which
and you don't want to have Punk and Orton on the same thing because they both made returns at the thing at the Survivor Series. So you want to give equal footing to each show. You get this guy who made a big return on Raw, you get this guy who made a big return on SmackDown.
Yep.
You know, you want to balance that out. You don't want to have both guys go to one show because the other show will feel slighted somehow.
Well, also because Roman's
but
not...
then you also got USA Network who's go, okay, we want one of those big guys. And Fox goes, we want the other big guy. So if you give both the USA, Fox is going, what the fuck? If you give both the SmackDown, USA is going, what the fuck? You know? Yeah. Not that they're booking it, but they want the fucking star potential on each of their networks, you know?
And it makes sense to do so. I've long thought that the first program that Orton would get into when he gets back would be Roman, because there's an untold story there, right? Like Roman, there's a very small handful of people that Roman hasn't challenged at that elite level, right? You think? I think it's AJ Styles,
right?
Randy Orton, and CM Punk. That's it. Yeah. There's nobody else to me, like that's on the roster that's at least at that level, right? Like Gunther's great, but he's not like, it's no disrespect to any of these guys, right? But it's like, he's not at the level of Punk. He's not at the level yet, just quite yet, right? Like, Orton's
you talk about seniority.
Oh, right. That's what I mean. Like the established veterans, right?
People who have had tenure in the company, you know, who, and Gunther will get there. There's no doubt he will get there. He is a great worker. He's a workhorse, and he'll definitely nudge up to that position eventually. Yeah. But for right now, as far as like dream matches of shit that hasn't happened, you know, yet. Yeah. You just made this big investment to have a guy was thought to have never come back. So yeah. And God knows how, you know, who knows how long the deal for Punk is? You know, is it a year? Is it 2 years? How's he holding up physically? You know, right? I'm sure Punk's taking great care of himself, but you know, wrestlers do have those, you know, nagging injuries that kind of stick around. So I don't know, you know, Punk could go, oh fuck, man, this is rough. But if they give him like a good schedule where he can recover in between, you know, we'll see. This is all me just spitballing. Yeah. You know,
we're just fantasy booking here, but it really is. It's exciting to be a wrestling fan right now. Especially again, because it feels like the product just got a huge, not that it wasn't good or great before, but it just feels like there's a whole new level of shit that just got piled on. And you're like, wow, I can't fucking wait to see what they do with this. Right.
Like Pantera saying there's a new level of confidence. It's a new level of confidence.
It's true. Yeah. And you know what else is true? A question for you, sir.
Girl, you know it's true.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I love you.
I love you. I gotta watch that documentary.
Oh, I heard it was good.
Milli Vanilli documentary.
We could totally do a Milli Vanilli cover band. We don't even. Well, it could be true to form too. It could be true to form too. We just get the parachute pants and the big jackets, and we could lip sync because we don't have to sing. Just have to learn the choreography and be literally true to form.
Every time I know we're getting to, but I have to say this: every time I hear Milli Vanilli, I think of Louis Spicoli because there was a road trip. The ECW was running upstate New York, like Rochester area. And me, Stevie, were riding with Louie, and he would put on like the cheesy music. And he would put on Milli Vanilli, and he would sing word for word Milli Vanilli. And it's like every time I hear Milli Vanilli, I just smile because I think of Louie, who I didn't realize how young he passed away. Yeah, but he was such a sweetheart. And I think of Louis Spicoli every time I hear Milli Vanilli.
That is a great. It's a great record to sing and tease your friends in a car with. I had a concert the other day in my car, and I'm sure everyone at the red lights loved it. So I understand.
Girl, I'm gonna miss you. That's the song.
A question for you, good sir, if I may, at this juncture.
Yeah.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. Meanie, I see you with a seltzer, sir. What did you bring to the table today?
I went back to the Canada Dry.
Man,
in orange.
I love that.
I think we need to go shopping today for some more seltzers.
Do you remember those old Canada Dry commercials with the songs? Canada Dry can't be beat. It's not too sweet. Very good. And it'd be like, okay, now the choir section. And then again, all right, now the tone deaf. Canada can't be beat. Oh my God. Dude, so fucking good. If anybody, I haven't been able to find them on YouTube, but if anybody listening can find them, please tweet them at me because those are some of my favorite commercials. But
awesome.
I digress. I have these sparkling ice raspberry lemonade, which I took from my office at work. That's in my refrigerator because I stock them up. So we're going to go ahead and crack these open in 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah.
Salmon, that bitch.
So yummy. All right, pinkies up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm addicted to the bubbles.
Mm-hmm. Get on my lip here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I get that one right on the...
That's me at 3 a.m. with, I shouldn't have had that last beer. Like,
oh, God, I'm going to...
fucking, I'm putting an iron claw on the fucking porcelain. I'm just like...
We got a bunch of questions here from the Pod Squad today. I'm going to start with some punk-related questions here. We got 2 questions regarding, well, one about punk and one regarding WWE in general. Andy Schlichter. What's up, dude? Wants to know, first question, excuse me, I thought the punk promo on Raw was pretty flat and uninspired. The only real thing to me was what he mouthed to the camera afterwards. And what are your thoughts?
I saw like the criticism for the punk promo too. And in my opinion, the letdown has come from people hoping that he would shoot on AEW. Like people would hope he would like throw some like, oh my God, he just left AEW, this, that, and the other thing. And, I wonder if he's going to launch missiles at AEW and WWE TV. And I think when he didn't, people are like, I wish he would have, done a little shooting. They're hoping for a shooting gallery.
Yeah.
Which he kind of shot with, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. But I think that was like a thinly veiled shot, worked shoot at Seth.
Yeah.
Because, they're setting it up, Punk debuts. They show Punk, but then, like, all the social media feeds are showing Seth's reaction. Seth comes out. People chant CM Punk at Seth. The fans are doing the booking for the office, chanting CM Punk. He goes, that guy, hey. And then, Punk comes out, makes thinly veiled references to Seth, I went and shook everybody's hand and this, that, and the other thing, except for, a couple people, referencing, Seth. So, I think, the disappointment people have in Punk's promo was the fact that they thought they were all ready to pop for a haymaker thrown at AEW. Which didn't come. I thought the promo was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I hated that we had to wait 3 hours for it.
Yeah.
I think that's where another part of the disappointment comes from, where it's like, I'm watching Raw, and there's nothing wrong with watching Raw, but like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, they'll have them start off the second hour, right? And then when you realize, and here's the disappointment, and for me, it's like, guy hasn't been in a WWE for that long, and here's what they do that fucking just disappoints me. It's like knowing how they time a show out and knowing that it's was what time they go off? They go off at 11, right?
At 11 o'clock, yeah.
So, like, it's going to be about 10:30. You're like, okay, they're going to give him a half hour, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, he'll go in at 10:30 and just, sit in the middle of the ring and do a promo. And then you realize it's getting to be like quarter of, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
They're only giving him 15. A guy who's been going for so long, they're only giving him 15 minutes. If you're not going to fucking have him open the show,
yeah,
have him start the second hour. That way you at least give them some time, because you make people wait. 2 hours or 45 minutes for a 15-minute promo.
Yeah,
it's kind of anticlimactic in a way. It's just the positioning of the promo. I wish he either would have started off the show, or give him the second hour and just say, go out there and say what you got to say, and we'll figure out the timing afterwards. But
just get it done.
The promo itself was perfectly fine. It's just he comes out in Nashville talking about how he set it up beautifully. He's like, it's something for me, a Chicago Blackhawks fan to be here in Nashville. Gets to like, ooh. He's like, but that's who I am. That's the guy. I got to be me. Which he's always been, honest Phil kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he goes into this, that, and the other thing, and he finishes it off and talks, starts, laying seeds for the Seth thing. And the promo itself was fine. It's just the fact they didn't shoot in AEW, and the fact that they should have had it open the show or open the second hour is just poorly placed. That's my opinion.
Meanie,
what's that, Adam?
We hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind of the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor, because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow. 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. That's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program. I know it's Ask Meanie, but Ask Adam as well, because I have some thoughts on it, if that's all right.
Damn.
I wasn't disappointed with the promo. In fact, I was more than pleased with the promo, because I had seen, obviously everything is rumor and innuendo and conjecture online, but I had seen reporting that Punk was basically just like, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go. I just want to get, I want to get this shit behind me, and I want to continue my career, with the stuff with the Bucks and AEW. So for my money, I felt like it was the best way he could have approached it, because I think people expecting to see Punk come out and rip apart AEW and rip apart the Young Bucks, people with that expectation of him doing that, it's the same reason why he was in some of that position in AEW, if that makes sense, if that tracks, right? Like the personality and the unfiltered and unfettered speech that they're allowed to do at AEW. You know what I mean? Like they're a very different brand of how they run things. They don't script their promos. They let the guys kind of just talk, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I think a lot of the reason why things happen the way that they did is because of that setup, right? Mm-hmm. And I think in my mind, if I'm looking at Punk on him and you're going, this is your last shot, right? This is your last opportunity to get it right. I certainly wouldn't be out there, bang bang on anybody. I just that's how I would approach it. I thought the content was fine. I thought it was a great way to reestablish, because also too, remember, there's a lot of new fans, a lot of young fans. My son knows of CM Punk, but he doesn't know anything about CM Punk other than, the Brawl Out, right? Or the Brawl In, like he's aware of the AEW stuff. He's never seen CM Punk wrestle. He's never watched because he doesn't watch AEW, but he doesn't really know anything about him. So now you're establishing this person as a new character, as a new entity on the television. So I don't know. I think people are putting too much thought into that, and just be like, let it play out. Let it go. The pipe bombs will come at some point, the quote unquote pipe bombs, right? Not everything can be a shoot, brother. Me personally too, like I don't really have any interest in seeing them bury the Young Bucks on TV anyway. Like, I don't know. It's not my bag. Like, it's like, keep that shit off. I don't care.
And also, when you got to go into it with the mindset that as much as, AEW has a following, this, that, and other thing, there's the casual fan, the casual WWE fan who doesn't know what AEW is.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm sure there are people. Yeah. I'm not saying all WWE fans don't know what AEW, but there's a section that probably either don't know about AEW or don't care about AEW, and to go on WWE TV and shoot or throw lob bombs at them from WWE, it's giving them free advertising.
Right. Well, right. That's the other thing too, is like, why would imagine that creative meeting where Hunter and Punk are kind of mapping this out and being like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. Like, if they're not even trying to acknowledge that product on their television or acknowledge what, they have in some respects with Cody, but I think that's a whole different story. Like you're telling the Cody Rhodes story where it's like, he's coming back, he leaves and he goes and creates his own company and now he's back. That's a different linear path and acknowledgement than saying, oh yeah, by the way, this guy we just brought in beat the shit out of, Jack Perry in the locker room. And, and also too, to your point, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt, but to your point about Punk, to your point about Punk, it's like, if you don't like these guys, right, and you don't want to deal with them anymore, why would you even bring them up on TV? Like, what would the end game be at that point for him?
And saying, Cody Oil, if a created company, it could just be any kind of company. They didn't say a wrestling company, they said a company.
Right.
He went and created a company. What was it? They didn't say they acknowledged them without acknowledging them, so to speak.
Right. And that's all we have to say about that. Schlichter wants to know, speaking of networks, thoughts on how Warner Brothers are the rumored leaders for Monday Night Raw.
Is that real?
Apparently it is. Yeah. Apparently. Yeah. They're like the top 3 people in the bidding. According to the, again, dear friend, Uncle Dave and some of the other reporting that's been out there, the contenders are Warner Brothers, Discovery, Amazon, and Disney. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, what kind of, what timeline are we in right now?
I mean, come on. That would be totally fucking typical that would be fucking WWE going to TNN, right? When ECW was on the network.
That was my first thought.
Dude, ECW was the fucking litmus test for TNN, the Nashville network, which became Spike. Fucking seeing if pro wrestling would fly on their network. They said, oh, well, we're drawing 1.0s with ECW and we haven't even put a single dollar into advertising and it's doing well. Imagine what we could do with WWE.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see if, let's welcome wrestling back to TBS. Let's see how well it does on our network now. Oh, it's doing pretty good. Oh, well, Monday Night Raw is available now?
I don't see how.
What would we call this? Black Wednesday?
Yep. Yeah. Black Wednesday.
WWE bought out Georgia Championship Wrestling. Vince shows up on TBS. Welcome to World Championship Wrestling. Thank you, Marty Miller, or whatever. Which announcer? I forgot which announcer what it was.
Oh yeah, whatever the guys. Yeah.
Yeah. If WWE goes to fucking TBS. I didn't even know that was a real thing until just now. So thank you, Slichter, for popping me. Holy shit.
I think it would make the most sense for me.
Yeah.
To see them go. And everybody's like, oh, don't believe the hype and don't, they're never going to do this. And like, you forget that like, this is a business. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean you specifically, but like people forget that this is a money-making enterprise. This is a business.
Yeah.
This would be a business decision. You already have what's considered the secondary promotion. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying from a business perspective, they're number 2 in the chain of wrestling promotions. And now you find out not only does the number 1 promotion in the world have television rights that are coming up, they just brought back the top guy from the secondary promotion. I mean,
a guy they created a Saturday night show for, and he's no longer there.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. They created his own
Welcome
show.
to WWE Collision on Saturday nights.
It's like, I don't see how they wouldn't want to be involved in that.
Dude, I could see WWE taking not like a second best offer, but just a good enough offer from TBS just to fucking spite that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not looking for AEW to fucking get fucked here.
Right. Right. No, yeah, that's not what we're saying. Yeah.
This is just me knowing WWE and things they would do to competition.
Yeah.
To make sure they're no longer competition, or just, okay, you want to be a wrestling promoter? I'm going to release all this talent, and you're going to have to fucking hire them and pay them. So you're going to go. And Vince even said it. He's like, oh, maybe we'll help them with more talent down the line.
Maybe we'll give them more talent.
Oh, okay. You want to do a promotion where we're paying guys 6 figures? Oh, here's a couple you could have to pay 7 figures.
Yeah, enjoy. Here you go.
Yeah. And AEW's kind of going from that thing of, new and fresh to former WWE guys there, So, it's like, how, people swore that fucking WWE sent Vince Russo to WCW, this kind of thing, kill him from within.
Yeah. I'm going to put the poison in him.
So
Jesus Christ. Could you imagine?
Monday Night Raw on TBS would be insane. That would be the ultimate upside down world.
Monday Night Raw on TNT. That would be upside down world for me. That would be I can't even wrap my brain around the mechanics of this right now, right? Fucking a Vince McMahon property on a Ted Turner fucking station. Like, what fucking world do we live in right now?
On the channel that they used to compete against.
Right.
And I would just totally bring back that opening Nitro fucking thing and just put the WWE logo on it.
Yep. Yeah. Recreate Nitro. Yeah. We're bringing back Nitro on Wednesday nights. Wednesday Nitro.
Yeah. Or no, Raw. But just do like the opening thing is the Nitro entrance intro, but with the WWE theme and their logo.
Yeah.
Same fire going up the thing, but instead of WCW wrestlers, it's the current WWE wrestlers.
Yep.
Do you remember it, or was this just a fever dream back in the day when Nitro would open up? You would hear Jimi Hendrix going, "Here I come, baby, coming to get you," and they would go into the Nitro theme.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was real because they had the agreement with Hendrix for Hogan's music. So I would not be surprised in the least.
You would hear like a little bit of the guitar in here.
Yeah.
Here I come, baby. I'm coming to get you.
Coming to get you. I wouldn't put it
That was
past
the
them.
opening to and then they would go into the typical, it'd be the it'd be the swirling wind, and you're here I come, baby, coming to get you, and then right into the Nitro entrance.
That Nitro entrance with the fire and the explosion, that shit slapped. That slapped. That's fucking great shit. No, I mean, I wouldn't, again, like I don't rule anything out when it comes to business, right? Like I don't, especially like coming from a corporate world, like you have to understand, like it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether, God bless you, it doesn't matter if you like them or not. It doesn't matter whether or not, I hate fucking Young Bucks or, I hate fucking AJ Styles or whatever it is. Like that is completely irrelevant to a conversation when it comes to a business deal. If Warner Brothers Discovery thinks that they can get this IP and acquire this IP to bring eyeballs onto their stations, they're going to fucking bring them onto their stations. That's it. That's period. That's what's going to, especially if they're up for a fucking a negotiation, a TV rights deal. Like, why would they not do that? Max is struggling. Like, imagine a world where fucking WWE Network leaves Peacock and goes to Max, their streaming platform. Talk about a huge fucking bump.
How much time is left on that deal?
Oh God, I don't know. I can't. I think it was a 7 or 8 year deal, if I remember. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
So they have a little bit of time, but imagine part of that being once those streaming rights are up, they renegotiate and bring all that over to Max. I mean, that would be massive, massive. And the latent income on that, the latent revenue rather for that would be extraordinary for them. So I could see it happening.
Yeah. Somewhere in those fucking vaults at HBO is a show from the Omni in Atlanta where they had wrestling on HBO in the 70s where Vince McMahon and Gordon Soley did play-by-play together.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was a one-time show that's like Super Show from the Omni in Atlanta, and Vince and Gordon Soley doing play-by-play at ringside. And you know why I know it exists? Because when Vince was on Bob Costas, they showed a clip.
Whoa! So it's there. It exists.
It's there. Yeah.
Wow.
I might have the audio of that.
Wow.
Just the audio, not the visual. You can listen to it. But.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, go on YouTube, by Vince McMahon on Costas, and they show Vince on HBO from the 70s with Gordon Soley live from ringside at the Omni in Atlanta. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew, man.
So if they bring WWE over to Max, they gotta
release that.
Please put that on there. Please put that on HBO. Just for me and a couple of the hardcores who want to see this thing, this hidden gem.
Nate Smythe, Sheridan Ford Sales wants to know, Adam and Meanie, pick one. What's up, Nate? Pick one celebrity, alive or dead, that you'd like to have dinner with.
Eddie Van Halen.
I don't think there was any thought there. That was right away.
That's my number one guy, man. I got to meet him for a brief moment and hug him and tell him I love him. And I cried like a baby. But just to casually sit down and just bullshit with Eddie Van Halen, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Chris Farley.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I would love to have dinner with Chris Farley just to pick his brain, just to laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris Farley's my answer. Either that, Chris Farley, because I was going to say Robert Kennedy, but no, I think Chris Farley's a good one. Last question of the day for us. Justin Bartz wants to know, Meanie, who is on your Mount Rushmore of C-level hair bands who never made it big?
Ooh. C-level.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. How do you quantify that? Is it like Rat?
I don't know.
I guess Rat isn't. Rat's a...
To me, Rat's A-level.
Yeah.
You know? I don't... And my version of C-level might be be my A-level.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody considers C-level might be something I consider A-level. You know, because Rat and Dokken are my to me, they're my tag team champions. You know, two perfect 80s hair metal bands.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess Poison outdid them all. You know, Poison, Warrant, Rat, Dokken. Those are my four horsemen of 80s hair metal. I love Cinderella, too.
Yeah.
Actually, I might like Cinderella better than Poison and Warrant. Because they're almost kind of like a Stones / Aerosmith fucking type man. But they just happen to be lumping the fucking... There's so many good bands that were lumped into hair metal. Like Janie Lane from Warrant was an amazing lyricist. He wrote great lyrics. Just happened to be
cherry pie.
You know, yeah. You know, that's the song he had to write to, you know, get over. But then you go in and hear other songs like, you know, I Saw Red and, you know, just, you know, he wrote great lyrics. I don't know what you consider C-level.
Yeah.
Bang Tango, maybe. You know, there's Bang Tango. Again, I don't want to name these bands because I don't want people thinking C-level's like kind of like saying they're the shits, but
yeah, would Mr. I mean, I don't want to say anybody's C-level. I don't know.
You know, there's Danger.
Would Mr. Big be a C-level band?
To me, they were A-level.
Yeah.
To be with you is fucking massive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, yeah, they were like A-level.
Yeah.
You know, To Be With You, even though they had another hit with Green Tinted 60 Mind, which is, to me, it was actually better than To Be With You. Paul Gilbert's an amazing guitar player. Paul Gilbert played guitar for Mr. Big. And, like, I want to say it was Paul Gilbert, getting back to Van Halen, Wolfgang Van Halen was begging his dad to teach him guitar, and Eddie would be like, oh, you just do this. He's like, yeah, I can't do that. You're Eddie Van Halen. I want you to fucking teach me.
Yeah.
So Eddie Van Halen reached out to Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big to show Wolfgang a couple things on guitar.
Oh, shit.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Paul Gilbert, amazing guitar player in Mr. Big. If you listen to Green Tinted 60s Mind by Mr. Big, it's like a really cool guitar piece in there that he plays. But C-level, there's so many good, you know, there's LA Guns who are amazing. Junkyard. That's life in Hollywood. Which I went to some, like, I was friends with you know, in the 80s, I used to listen to this radio station, WMGM, I forget to call it, 104.3.
Yep.
Right outside Atlantic City. And there was a DJ on there called the Mudman. And I used to call into the radio show and, like, I kind of created a character called the Monger Man. And I call in, like, doing like an Ultimate Warrior type of thing. This is the Monger Man. I'm going to blow this guy up. And I would play the, like, there's a song by Megadeth called, I forget what it was, but it starts with an old song where the guy's like, I don't want to set the world on fire. But you hear like a bomb coming in. But I would set up that bomb explosion. I'd blow somebody up in the air. So I go to, Mudman's doing like an appearance at like a Strawberries Records across from the Hamilton Mall in Mays Landing, New Jersey. So I was like, let me go out and meet the Mudman, right? So I'm there hanging out, and then like somebody comes in. He goes, "I'm so and so's sister. He plays guitar in Junkyard." I was like, "Oh, that's fucking random." And it's like It's weird the things I fucking remember. Is like I remember this broad coming in to say to Mudman that her brother played guitar in Junkyard. I guess the guitar player was from South Jersey or something like that. But Junkyard was a good band. I wouldn't call them Sea Level though.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's LA Guns, Junkyard, Bang Tango was really good.
Yeah.
So many good bands. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm all over the fucking place on that one.
Oh, it's all right. No, I have a hard time.
I feel like I don't want to bury anybody.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I have a hard time with like when they're like, oh, what about like B or C level actors or B or C level bands? Or I'm like, I don't know if I would quantify or classify anybody in that. Like, there might be people who are less famous, like not everybody knows who Elliott Smith is, not everybody knows who Mr. Big is, right? So, like, in those aspects, I say, like, underrated people, for sure. I could tell you anybody I think is underrated all day, but, like...
Yeah, if you said underrated, 80s hair metal bands, great underrated hair metal bands, LA Guns, underrated. Even though, like, Tracy Guns... who formed LA Guns, also formed Guns N' Roses.
Oh, no shit.
He is the Guns and Guns N' Roses. Tracy Guns from LA Guns is the Guns and Guns N' Roses.
Interesting.
And then he went off and joined, he left the band and he started LA Guns. Yeah. I
had no idea that now.
He's a great follow on Twitter too.
Is he?
By the way. He's a good shit talker. So he fucked. Yeah.
I love him.
He's good. Follow him.
Love me some shit talking on Twitter. And what else I love is some shit talking that we do here each and every week. And we appreciate your questions and send them in. Don't forget to use the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. Meanie, it is great to see you again, my friend, as well as...
Oh, dude. Great catching up.
Absolutely, man. And it's great to see all the pod squad here joining us as well. But Blue...
Oh, well, shout out to Lucha. Lucha joined the room.
Oh, yeah.
Lucha.
So don't forget to join the pod squad today. But Meanie, I want to make sure that everybody knows where to keep up with all things Blue when you're not listening to us through their headphones or in the car. So where can you keep up with everything Blue?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or use coupon code MIND and save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. Shout out to my boy Rod Hicks, doing a fantastic job over there. MadCatBeardCare.com. I need to do some trimming on my beard, but when I finish trimming my beard, I'm going to use some Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm that my boy Josh Thornton created over there at MadCatBeardCare.com. He's doing a fantastic job. He rounds up the kitties. He nurses them back to health and sends them on their way. So if you're a cat lover like myself, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in late 2024. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others, I'm trying not to spoil. So if you would like to get to know the ones that they have released, go to ultraprowrestling.com. or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's UPW Video Game for the Ultra Pro Wrestling video game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered at shop.figurescollections.com. They can order right now at shop.figurecollections.com. You can pick an old school Blue Meanie or a BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no bad decisions. No bad choices over at shop.figurescollections.com. Shout out to Jim Nielsen over at glaciersofice.com. Jim made a 3 of 3 only handmade custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. So if you want to see these gorgeous works of art that you could put on your feet, go to follow him on all social media at GOI Kicks. He's changed his Instagram, and I keep forgetting how to update it. But if you put GOI Kicks into Instagram, you'll get his page.
It'll come up, yeah.
It'll come up, and you'll see these gorgeous shoes that he works his ass off on making. These are works of art. The stuff he's done for Rey Mysterio, like Rey Mysterio will give Jim his actual ring-worn masks to make shoes out of.
Wow.
And it's like almost sacrilegious. You know, you're like people are like, why are you cutting off this? And well, Ray wants me to use this mask.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants me to do this. He asked me to do this, yeah.
Yes, for Ray. Go to at GOI Kicks and see these works of art. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, that's you. Go to podstars.net. That's PODSTARZ.net. Register your podcast, and then book the Blue Guy for your podcast. And let's have some fun. Speaking of fun, let's go over to cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO for birthdays, holiday, and well wishes. Go to cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO. Let's do a video to make somebody's day a little bit better. I just did a few, a couple weeks ago, and I got a couple coming up, and I'm hoping to make somebody's day a little bit happier over at cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky, which I got a notification that I had an alert on there today. So I got to get back on there because I hate Twitter now with a burning passion. You can find me at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. You can find me there. You can also listen to my show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net. This week's episode is going to feature Liam Crawley and Adrian Hernandez. We're going to be talking about CM Punk over on the other channel, so go ahead and listen there at foundationradio.net.
Nice.
Go ahead and pick up your very own official Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy at brothersgaddor.com. The holidays are here and they're upon us. And Meanie, we should know that it is time to get yourself an Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy so you can beat the shit out of me whenever you want to. But also you can get yourself a Blue Meanie Wrestle Buddy. And then also, as you know, you can get a 2-pack. That's right, 2-pack of your favorite podcast host today by going to brothersgaddor.com and picking them up. The Feinberg method. Use promo code Goober and save up to 20% off of your entire purchase. Brad Feinberg is ready to help you with your mental and physical well-being. So go to thefeinbergmethod.com. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville in the outskirts of Pittsburgh. They're ready to make you look like $1 million. So go and set up your appointment today at 10thwardbarbershop.com. And don't forget to pick up some Silk Panther products while you're there to get yourself the nice coif like Goober has. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt like someone did for us. I'm an Adam Barnard guy. We got a lot of great designs over there as well. So go and pick up those shirts and keep the lights on at Casa de Meanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. Tiers starting at just $10. We want to thank our sponsors, Manscaped and Green Road CBD, for sponsoring the program today. And we want to thank you for listening. We appreciate you because we can't do this without you. So go ahead and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of cool content, especially as we're gearing up to WrestleMania. We're going to have a lot of cool shit on there. We're going to share clips of the show. You get to listen to the full episodes there as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe here as well. Go down and leave us a comment. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us how great we sound, how buttery and delicious our voices are. First thing Monday morning, let us know. We love to hear that shit. and let us know. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone you hate. Share it screaming in someone's face at the Wawa. Whatever you want to do, just let people know that we are here and that you're listening. We appreciate you, Pod Squad. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. And Meanie, I want to thank you again for doing the show with me each and every week for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order
of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.